It feels like it's been a while since I've shown you the kitchen. So today I thought I would do a very mini kitchen tour because actually probably not a lot has changed since you last saw it. But I'm gonna do almost finished, a tantalizingly close, almost finished garden tour as well. So this is just like a bit of a general interior update. Mark was like, do you want to tidy up behind you? I was like, this is real life right here. This is real life.
I mean, it's hardly untidy, you know?
It's pretty tidy, to be fair. But yeah, we actually had our carpenter in, and I'm not sure you've seen some of the storage solutions that we've got in here. So if we swing around, you've seen all this, you've definitely seen all this. But I don't think you've seen this. Definitely not in video form. This was made by our carpenter guy, Caleb, who did our wardrobes in our old flat. And he's made us this gorgeous seating area around here with so much storage. So each one of these drawers pops out. I mean, this just has some of Ralph's like beach stuff in. We haven't really like unloaded properly into them yet. There's definitely more things that we want to put in. But yeah, it's just nice to have this seating area. It means like you can kind of sit down here if someone's cooking in the kitchen. We're actually getting a big cushion made. So there'll be a big kind of L-shaped cushion. So obviously it'll be a bit more comfortable. Caleb's got to come back to wrap all of this steel work in wood. And then we've also got curtains coming in. So we're getting there with the kitchen. It just feels like there's a lot of little tiny touches. We want to put a rug here. We're thinking a chair. We want a little maybe a coffee table. Maybe a coffee table. We've got some bar stools that we've ordered that haven't arrived yet. So we're in the finishing touches phase, which is really, really nice. But there still feels like there's a bit of a way to go. And also it's so echoey in here, but we haven't got any soft furnishings in here yet. But it's been so nice to actually be in this room and use it as a kitchen. And sometimes we just like look at each other, don't we? And we're just like, can you believe? Like, it's so much better than I knew it was going to be good, but it's even better than I could have ever imagined. And yeah, I just see like Mark like playing with Ralph on the island or something, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's just amazing. We're so happy with it. And then over here is more storage from Caleb, and this is also going to have a cushion down it. And also, what's the thing called? Like, what's the, is it called Surface Studio? I'll repeat it because you won't be able to hear Mark because it's on the mic. But yeah, it's from a place called Surface Studio, and it's this fluted wood paneling that's going to be like from the back of this all the way up to the ceiling. And this is going to be our almost feature wall. That sounds a bit like changing rooms to say it, but hopefully it will look really chic and different and add a bit of texture to the room. We're obviously very into wood. We love the wood. It's gonna be really, really fun to have that put in. So that should be in the next couple of weeks. But all of this is storage as well. So all of this, well, there's just like some of Ralph's toys in there. But again, we've actually got, oh, maybe I'll show you that. You haven't seen the understairs. You definitely haven't seen that yet. So let's come this way, come this way. The utility room is fast becoming like we need a door on this. We need a door just to be able to be like, right, we can't see what's going on in there. But it is very helpful. So this will help me explain it. So you might remember the understairs storage before, and people called it like the Harry Potter understairs little, that's kind of what it looked like. It was all kind of wood paneling along here, and it was two separate cupboards. So there was this cupboard here and then a cupboard on the side. So this kind of had more of our cleaning stuff in it. And then this one was where we kept all of Ralph's bits, so like the buggy and just like all his general bits and bobs. So all of these general bits and bobs will be kind of distributed between some of the storage we've got in the utility, and then also all that additional storage that we've got in the benches in the kitchen. So that can kind of all go in there. And then this is going to be our downstairs toilet. I'm so excited for the downstairs toilet. Yeah, so this is going to be the doorway. This will be removed. And then from here forwards will be the downstairs toilet. It's kind of cool because we've been able to knock out like the ceiling that was in here. So it's going to be nice that it goes all the way up. That's going to be really cool. And actually the tiles that we've picked for this room they're a bit jazzy. They're a bit jazzy, aren't they?
In our book, they're jazzy. In
our book, they're jazzy, considering everything is very like neutral. We don't enjoy color. Everything is cream. This feels, we've taken a few risks, but it's going to be that same fluted wood along the outside. So there's going to be like a fluted wood section here. And I don't know how Caleb was going to do the door, but he was talking about there being a kind of cool, like, you know, when you push it and the door opens, something like that. But yeah, toilet will be here, sink will be here, sink unit will be here with like a little mirror above it. I'm really excited for that. It's something that we've always wanted to do since we moved in. So this is the next project because we just can't stop. We started officially last November. I reckon by this November, all like the big things will be done. Yeah.
It'll be sooner than that.
You think? I'm giving myself November. I'm like, by Christmas time, it'd be really nice if everything is kind of like finished.
I think end of September, early October.
That would be wonderful. But let's come see the garden. Come this way, because the garden really is so close to being there, just because obviously it's August. It's, oh, shall I like walk backwards? Wow, there you go. Just because it's August, planting in August, apparently it's quite expensive. Something to do with like the maturity of the plants that they have to buy. And obviously with it being August, I mean, normally the weather's obviously been a bit pants, but normally the weather is really hot, really scorching, and there's just a high chance that you're putting the plants that you plant under like a lot of stress and they might die off. So we didn't want to do that. So they're going to come back kind of September, October time and do the planting. But aside from the planting, it's pretty much all done. Right, you ready? Here we go. Ta-da! I'm gonna put my shades on actually. Oh, it was absolutely peeing down with rain yesterday, but today it's nice. So, I mean, this is like the overview of the garden. We are so happy with it. I will link our garden designer, Alec from Fern and Pine, and also the landscapers, Ali Walker. I'll link them down below because they were next level amazing and we're just so happy with what they've created. It's so much better than like what we could have ever done by ourselves. But let's go to like the top. I'll talk you through. Seagulls are having a right fight over there. So this is our patio area and this is actually where like the garden kind of officially begins. There's a little bit of garden behind you, but one day we want to make a proper garage. We've kind of got like a wooden shed there that is falling to bits. So we'd love to like build a garage. So we thought it made sense to kind of section off this part of the garden, and that is something that we would finish off when we do the garage instead of like needing to pull it all back up. So this is kind of where it officially begins. And I can't remember where the tiles are from. Lebelska. And they're like reclaimed terracotta pavers. Yeah. Mark's nodding. They're just reclaimed tiles from Lebelska. And yeah, I'm just adding that in because some people have like messaged to be like, where are they from? They're from there. There were other tiles that we were contemplating that were far more budget friendly, but we ended up kind of like taking budget from other things that we were going to do and putting it into the paving because we were like, we want the pavers that we want this forever. Like we ain't ever changing this. Like until it literally falls apart, we're not going to change it. So we're like, let's just have the pavers that we want, that we've fallen in love with. And we're so happy with it. They've done it in this herringbone style. We were really faffing around with the grout. We had to pick a colour for the grout, so we went to a local tile place and we picked out like a creamy white. And I'm so pleased I put it on my Instagram stories because someone commented back to me and were like, Anna, I think it's just going to be like too obvious and like too much. I think you need something that kind of matches it a bit more. And I knew it. I messaged Mark straight away. I saw this comment and I messaged Mark straight away and I was like, we need to go change the colour of the grout, like it's not right. And so I'm so pleased we did because we've gone for a kind of like a pinky beigey kind of, I don't know what you'd call that colour, but it just blends in with the design so much more. And you can still see the herringbone design, but it doesn't feel as like in your face as if we went for a cream grout with it. So thank you, commenter, because I feel like you dealt us a solid with that one. But just the way that they've landscaped it so that you're a little bit higher and then there's a step down here. And then this is our general patio area. So we've got our hay table and chairs. So obviously, I think the guys need to come back to seal the patio, but we will obviously put that back on here. And then we want to get like a nice corner sofa or some outdoor seating, like a parasol. Yeah, this is going to be our sort of dining, entertaining space, and there's going to be planting all down this side here. And actually we're getting a, how do you explain it? Like a kind of big concrete table basically that's going to go from like here to here, and it's just like a kind of concrete like outdoor kitchen type thing that we can put our pizza oven on and we can put food on when we're entertaining. And yeah, it's just gonna be a really nice entertaining space for all of our families and all of our friends, which I can't wait for. There's also going to be pleached trees all the way down this flint wall here, which is where I mean I had like no idea what this meant. It's basically like the trunk of the tree is there, and then there's like, we're gonna have apple trees, so there's gonna be like a fruity tree, but it'll be above where the top of the wall is. So it obviously help with like privacy, and it'll provide some greenery. and some fruit, which will be great, but also it doesn't cover up the flint wall, which we really love. That was like one of the things that we really loved about this home. And if you remember when we first moved in, we actually got the flint wall restored. So it's something that we want to show off and you want to be able to see that. But that's going to be really nice and something that goes in when the rest of the planting goes in. Do you want to follow me down? So the garden's kind of split into two. This part here is all gravel and this is kind of, I feel like this is your side. This is Mark's side really, because what you're seeing here is a base for a greenhouse, which has been Mark's dream to have a greenhouse, and he's had this greenhouse in our shed for how long? So almost 2 years Mark has had this greenhouse like sitting in the shed. So eventually that will go there, and then all of this space down here, these three, look, come down actually, I can show you. This is going to be like a hedge, isn't it? Yeah. This is going to be like quite high, lovely greenery hedge, which will just not hide the greenhouse a bit, but it will just like provide a bit more greenery. But then once you walk down here, oh, I had a really weird moment of like, I can't believe this is actually our garden. This is so crazy. But Mark's got three veg beds. So the pleached trees will end here next to our bay tree, which we're going to have, oh, there's a butterfly. Can you see it? I think we're going to have a little two-seater like under here so we can just have a nice wine in the evening. This can be our nice little spot because this actually gets quite a lot of like evening sun here. So it's going to be a nice little spot to sit under. But then there's another 2 veg patches. Mark's already got started. But yeah, obviously this is like thinking about over the winter and like planting things next spring so that next summer this is like a top-notch banging vegetable garden. And then are we going to have, what did we say we were going to have along this bit? So Mark just said these are going to be trees or fruit bushes along that wall. And I think along the back we wanted to have like some beans or some raspberries. Then moving on to the decking area, which again is just like a nice spot. The garden designer really wanted us to have like lots of different spots that we can just sit down and like enjoy the garden. Although I think for the next couple of years, this is reserved for Ralph. We're either going to put like a little fence here or put some like big planters down the side, because obviously there is a pond on the other side. We think we're going to get like a Wendy house, just something here that he can like play in and, I don't know, make mud pies or something like that. But yeah, obviously safety first, we're going to think of something for over here. We actually had a little family gardening day the other day and Mark sorted out the wisteria and it just looks really like neat and lovely, and he's just an outdoor boy. I know I don't talk about Ralph very often on my channel, but like if you're wondering, he's Mark in miniature. Like he just is. He loves the outdoors. He's such like an adventure boy. So he loves out here and he loves looking at the pond. So, oh yeah, they're still there. I've not seen a dragonfly by the pond before. That's so cool. We wanted a pond in the garden just for like nature and like a place for the wildlife. I've actually seen like the birds come and have a little peck in there, and you know, it's just like a nice little place for the local wildlife to gather. And it's just really pretty and like peaceful down here. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Can you see the blue? You see it? Another butterfly. It's so lovely. But obviously this will all have planting around it, and then all of this from here to the wall will be planting all the way up as well. There's also a spot here. This is going to be planting as well. They've thrown some of the rocks that go around the pond there because they said that it's really nice just to have a couple of those rocks around your garden. So like then the rocks around your pond don't look so random. So good thinking, lads. And then back up here, oh my gosh, the grass feels so like windy. Yeah. So we've had proper turf laid, and you're supposed to wait like a month for it to like properly root in, but where it's kind of been like humid, right? It's been like quite warm, but also quite cool. It's been raining, and it's rained a load, which actually has been a really good time for our turf. So that's pretty awesome. This is all going to be planting as well. But then there is a second pond in here. No, this is not an outdoor bar. And there's so many tadpoles in here, like thousands of tadpoles. There's so many. Come on, come take a look. Would you see it on the camera? No, it's just like very reflective.
Yeah, it is, yeah. You can see. Oh, yeah, you can. There you go.
There you go.
Can you see them in there?
Can you see them? This is the bit where I actually see the birds like perch a lot on the side. Just have a little look in. Have a little look in at their own reflection. But it's really nice because obviously we can see this one from the kitchen, and also when we look out from the kitchen, because the kitchen door is here, it's going to be nice to look onto planting and just like beautiful flowers. There's so many butterflies. There's like one behind you right now. So that is it. That's our kind of renovation update for now. Kitchen, downstairs bathroom, the garden. Yeah, we're just so over the moon. And I said to Mark the other day, I was like, I'm just like so happy right now, and it just feels really nice. And Mark was like, yeah, it's because we're not at the end, but it's like we're coming to the end of it. Like it is 11:15 on a Wednesday and there's just me and Mark in the house. It's quite nice. It's quite nice to get to that stage, even though I know the bathroom will take like a few weeks. It's really nice to be coming to the end of it, and we're just so happy and we feel extremely grateful that this is our home, and I just love it so much. So hopefully you enjoyed that. If there's any questions about where things are from, any questions like that, drop a comment down below and I'll try my best to get back to you. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Mark for filming me, and I'll see you next week with a brand new video. Bye.